Hey guys, all right, we're back. This is Vertcoin against Bitcoin. Now, this is a trade I'm in. This is our 15-minute, so that risk looks like more than it actually is. But this is not the kind of price action that we want to see. So we have a potential failure here because we don't get a good impulsive structure here. So, this if we break the 50 here, potentially we're going deeper. My stop is just below the wave 1 high. So this is, a very modest amount of risk with good upside targets. But we're not getting the price action we would have liked to have seen there, at least not at this point here. Now, if we move off of this, you can see we're right at the 233, sort of the last stand of the Vegas wave, and sitting at the 50. Right now, we were buyers here. As I showed you guys this yesterday, I was a buyer here, got off to a good start. I have not moved my stop yet because I'll hold for a break of this one high. So, but I'd like to see this start to move. So, our best case is that we've got some sort of a 1-2 going in here before we start higher again. It's a little different on the dollar, and it's worth looking at that to see what potentially could be happening here. Now, this clearly we got a nice 1-2-3. All right, so now the question is, is this our 4 here, or are we likely coming down lower? Well, again, you always have to draw the fibs from the other direction. So coming to this low here, you can see we've just gone right up to the 618. Right, so no surprise, nothing out of the ordinary here. So the potential here we have now is that we're just subdividing. So we get our A, our B, and we come down for a C. So again, it's just a matter of this same process. We look for relationships in those swings. So most common relationship would be down here at the 100%, but another alternative is here. Here's the 618. Interestingly, the wave A, that would be a double bottom low. So you have to look at this as, potentially the next entry here for a long against the dollar. So we'd be pushing up to a double bottom here on the 618 of the length of A projected from B. Then we have our 618 in our 6.5 box. So really, if you're thinking about stop placement, it would be under that, under the 6.5 would be under this swing low. We don't know exactly what that is. Doesn't really matter, but that was an important pivot. So as relates to this swing here, a break of that 6.5 and, the wave count is breaking down. I think that's the likely contender here. If I open this up, let's take it to an hourly and see if the pitchfork gives us any. Let's go here. So we're a little shy of it now. So we tighten up as we change time frames. So this is potentially our B wave here. So yeah, definitely you draw this here. You may have to modify it. That's too steep. So now we go over to our alternatives, and we start with the shift. See how that looks. Well, that looks quite good actually. So that looks like that's containing it. Remember, the shift is just taking the distance from the 3 high here down to this A wave low, and it's just taking 50%. No time component like the modified shift, just 50% down. Right, so you can see that. Here's the 50%, right? So if I went from high to low back to the 50%, there it is right there. You see how that edge, the two reds meet right there? So this would be, potential zones for support down below. We would be looking for it. Well, so here's our box. So if I drag our box over, since we're changing the time frame, you see how that lines up with the median line. So there's your next entry as a potential, well, trading view is annoying that way. So as a potential C wave to finish a fourth, trading view, get that fourth wave right there. So if we're going to go down, then let's take note here as we open up the time frame, we get an A, B, C. We get that 3-wave subdivision to imply that potentially all we've done is put in a B. We've got to come down, and likely will come down in some sort of either impulsive or diagonal structure to complete that. So for the buy on Vert against the dollar, I'd be waiting. Again, you always got to pull fibs. So coming back this direction, we want to see if it's going to come down to these targets. Well, we got to get through the 618. Here's the 7.5 sitting right at the Vegas wave. So there's some support here that will give us some clues. If we're breaking that support, then this is the likely next buy zone. Right? Makes sense? Okay, I'll wrap on that. Back to you with more in a little bit.